Good morning again. Soperton, Lothair, the people of the world. So I got something on my mind again today, and wanted to ask what you thought about it. I wonder if I should become a divine messenger. And what I mean by divine messenger is someone. Okay, so in Christianity, I believe they're called prophets. People who deliver the message of God or spiritual divinity or whatever, or Jesus. The reason why I say this is because I do a lot of studies, and I read sometimes a bunch of different grimoires. I've read a couple of different grimoires throughout my life. I get bored and I read books like sometimes I'll read the Bible for 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll read the Urantia book for 5 or 10 minutes. I read the Book of Mormon for 5 or 10 minutes, and or I'll listen to like the esoteric philosophy or the Sophia, and I find myself sort of involved with seeking the will of God or the volition of the Creator. And so I was thinking, if I should try to become a messenger, if I should become a messenger, because sometimes I do things, I perform rituals and stuff. In Christianity, you have rituals like baptism, you have the anointing with the oil and stuff like that. And in other rituals, in other sectors, you have, like for example, paganism, for example. Or it may not even be paganism. Sometimes I perform rituals with candles and sigils. Sometimes I seek God in many ways. Sometimes I perform candles and I perform these candle rituals and charge my oil and my water by the moonlight, and I consecrate this space, and I ask for guidance from God. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to actually become a consultant, and that's why I would, that's why I'm so valuable. That's why that's why it's so valuable. Because I would spend weeks seeking God's will for you. But that's a whole different sector of mediumship. So I'm clairvoyant as well, and I realize that in the morning times it's the loudest. And sometimes, if you guys don't know everybody knows what clairvoyance is. It's 2025, right? You know what clairvoyance is. And sometimes I see aeons. And for those of you who don't know what aeons is, it's apparently according to Gnosticism, it's like a spiritual being that inhabits the pleroma. It's like the space between time, like time and distance or something. It's like a spiritual realm. Sometimes I see those things, and I witnessed quite a lot, and so. And sometimes I read the book of Thomas, and the book of Thomas says that when if you guys are seeking everywhere, and then I believe that it's possible that the message could be loud and clear, So anyway, I wanted to ask, what do you guys think? Is it time to start seeking God differently? Is it time to explore the possibilities that God is found in more than just, let's just say, the Baha'i book or the Holy Bible or the Urantia or the Mormon book? Isn't it possible that we're seeking, when we're seeking, we're not seeking to the max? I understand you guys, if you guys are sort of dedicated to what you believe. I understand that. But all I'm saying is sometimes it's like when we recognize things, like there hasn't been much change, so, and I was wondering, if that could be beneficial to me. Would people tithe in the Christian's book, in the Christian, it talks about tithing, helping people, serving the community, stuff like that. I wonder if the people would help me if I was to deliver spiritual messages and confirmations. And I've listened to enough of ministers in the Christian world to realize that it's fairly simple to dig straight from the Holy Bible. Research it. Take a while too, though. It take a while to put together a sermon, but you dig through this book, say this, and connect this to that, and 55 minutes later, you've delivered a good message. And apparently, a lot of people pay a lot of money to hear that. And why, I don't know. I think they hear the response of God. It's like when they pray to God, God sort of speaks through the messenger and confirms or denies or answers prayers in a way, responds to prayers. It's difficult to know what it's like, But okay. The question was, I created that group called Redemption, and I would like for you to tell me, what do you think about that? Would having more sources of information, such as the books that I've mentioned, would you be interested in hearing how I would draw from those texts, how I could confirm or inspire with those texts? And tell me what you're thinking. And if you guys are interested, one day I will. I'm going to have a live stream where I'm going to try it for about 30 minutes and see. I'm going to hear, how it is whenever you're channeling the spirits or whatever. Put all this stuff together in about a 30-minute message or something, and present it to the world, and see what happens, what kind of influence I get. And, tell what you think. If you're an open-minded person that is a believer in Christianity, because if you don't know it, Christianity is more than just the Holy Bible. The Christianity is like the Bible, Christianity, Gnosticism, and just in those three categories, you got hundreds of books, I think. Hundreds of books that didn't make it to the Bible, so you get what I'm saying. Enochian, and we can just pull from all these different sources and to present a high quality message, once a month, maybe, once a week would be, I feel like once a week would be too much, sometimes I just don't care about delivering messages, but that could probably change, especially if I was motivated by, like, say, a home or family or friends or community or even money. Money's a good one, or treasure, If I was motivated by that, it would inspire me to do more. I could dedicate more time to simply delivering to the world messages, much like ministers do these days. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think that I could make $1 delivering messages? It's not quite like doing tarot card readings or psychic divination, especially when you're presenting your message to a group of people, like a crowd. But it's an idea. So what do you think? You think I could make a living on delivering messages from these sources? What you think? Hope you have a good morning. Stay positive. Never stop seeking God. Never limit yourself. Take the roof off. Go, go, go. Never look back and be all you can be. Yo, guys, have a good morning. God bless you.